And let them not bring destruction on the sons of your servants, my Elohim, for these are malignant and created in order to destroy. And let them not rule over the spirit of the living, for you alone can exercise dominion over them. And let them not have power over the sons of the righteous from henceforth and forevermore. Yahuwah Eloheinu bade us to bind all, and the chief of the spirit, Mastema, or Hasatan, came and said, Yahuwah, Creator, let some of them remain before me, and let them hearken to my voice, and do all that I shall say to them. For if some of them are not left to me, I shall not be able to execute the power of my will on the sons of men. For these are the corruption and leading astray. For these, listen to this, for these are for corruption and leading astray before my judgment. For great is the wickedness of the sons of men. And he said, let the 10 part of them remain before him, and let 9 parts descend into the place of the condemnation. And he commanded one of us that we should teach Noah all their medicines. For he knew that they would not walk in uprightness, nor strive in righteousness. And we did according to all his words. All the malignant evil ones we bound in the place of condemnation, and a 10th part of them we left, that they might be subject before Satan on the earth. And we explained, everybody say we explained. We explained to Noah all the medicines for their diseases, together with their seductions, how he might heal them with herbs of the earth. Okay? And Noah wrote down all things in a book as we instructed him concerning every kind of medicine. Thus the evil spirits were procured from hurting the sons of Noah. And he gave all that he had written to Shem, his eldest son, which happens to be Melchizedek. For he loved him exceedingly above all his sons. And Noah slept with his fathers and was buried on Mount Luber in the land of Ararat. 950 years he completed in his life, 19 jubilees and 2 weeks and 5 years. And in his life on earth, he excelled all the children of men save Enoch, because of the righteousness wherein he was perfect. For Enoch's office was ordained for a testimony to the generations of the world, so that he should recount all the deeds of generations to generation, to the day of judgment. And in the 3 and 13 Jubilee, the first year and the second week, Peleg took to himself a woman whose name was Loma, the daughter of Sinar, and she bore him a son in the 4th year of this week. And he called his name Ruel, for he said, Behold, the children of men have become evil through the wicked purpose of building for themselves a city and a tower in the land of Sinar. For they departed from the land of Ararat eastward to Shinar. For in his days they built the city and the tower, saying, go to, let us ascend thereby into heaven. Wow. The purpose of building the tower was for them to go into heaven, which means it wasn't for the purpose of Yah. They were doing their own thing. And they began to build. And in the 4th week, they made brick with fire, and the brick served them for stone and the clay, with which they cemented them together, was asphalt, which comes out of the sea and out of the fountains of water in the land of Shinar. And they built it. Everybody said they built it. 43 years were they building it. 43 years, it was building that thing. Its breadth for its state was 203 bricks, and the height of a brick was the third of one. Its height amounted to 5,430 and 3 cubits and 2 palms, and the extent of one wall was 3 stadiums, and of the other 30 stadiums. Verse 22. Yahuwah Eloheinu said to us, behold, they are one people. They're one people. And this they begin to do, and now nothing will be withheld from them. Go to, let us go down and confound their language. Let's mess up their language. That they may not understand one another's speech. And they may be dispersed into cities and nations, and one purpose will no longer abide with them till the day of judgment. One purpose is not going to be in their heart till the day of judgment. That's all. And he confounded their language, and they no longer understood one another's speech. And they ceased then to build the city and the tower. They stopped doing it. For this reason, everybody say for this reason. For this reason, the whole land of Shinar is called Babel. So Babylon is the place where people don't understand each other's speech. So here I am, I bring my rod out, and everybody looks weird when I say I'm gonna tap a couple asses around here, because nobody wants to understand my speech. And so when somebody goes, whoa, I'm a grown person. Well, you can get just like a grown person. You feel like you want to jump at your spiritual leader and father, will show you what that looks like. That's the problem. We got punks in the pulpit. We don't got men in the pulpit. We don't got kings in the pulpit. That's driving the realization of people moving to the beat of Yahuwah's drum correctly. That's the problem with that. It says, for this reason, the whole land of Shinar is called Babel, because Yahuwah did therefore there confound all the languages of the children of men. And from thence they were dispersed into their cities, each according to his language and his nation. And Yahuwah sent a mighty wind against the tower and overthrew it upon the earth. And behold, it was between Ashar and Babel in the land of Shinar, and they called its name Overthrow. So Babel is always the place of overthrow. Wherever the spirit of it is, it's got to be overthrown. It ain't big yet, but it will. And Ham and his sons, that's the African folk, went into the land which he was to occupy, which he acquired at his portion in the land of the south. And Canaan saw the land of Lebanon to the river of Mizraim or Egypt, that it was very good. And he went not into the land of his inheritance to west, that is to the sea, and he dwelt in the land of Lebanon, eastward and westward from the border of Jordan and from the border of the sea. And Ham, everybody say Ham. His father and Cush and Egypt, and Mizraim, Egypt, his brother said to him, "You have settled in a land which is not yours." You settled in a land that's not yours. How about that? And which did not fall to us by lot. Do not do so. For if you, Babylon, do so, you and your sons of Babylon will fall in the land and be accursed through sedition. For by sedition you have settled, and by sedition will your children fall, and you shall be rooted out forever. Babylon. This is what they said. They said, "Dwell not." African folks were trying to tell their brother. Listen, he said, don't do it. He said, "Dwell not in the dwellings of Shem." Don't get inside the land, or don't try to take over land that don't belong to you now. Don't go to, where those Shemites at. Don't go to their land. Don't go to their land trying to take over. That's what was said to them. These people of Babylon. Dwell not in the dwellings of Shem, for to Shem and to his sons did it come by their lot. Meaning this land belongs to these folks. Don't go over there trying to mess people's stuff up. Don't remove the everlasting landmark. This is what was being told to people of Babylon. Finishing it up, verse 32. So it says, "Cursed are you, and cursed shall you be beyond all the sons of Noah, by the curse by which we bound ourselves by an oath, in the presence of the Holy One, the Holy Judge." Which means they all knew something about this oath. How about that? Come on. But he just got to be so hard-headed. But he did not hearken nor listen to them, and dwelt in the land of Lebanon from Shammah to the entering in of Egypt. Mizraim, now you understand why they got control over it, and they can tell you different stuff about it. Flip the story. He and his sons until this day. And for this reason, that land is named Canaan. Everybody say Canaan. Canaan. It says Japheth and his sons went toward this sea, dwelt in the land of their proportion. And Median saw the land of the sea, and it did not please him, and he begged a portion from Edom and Ashur and somebody say this word for me. Arshad. His woman's brother, and he dwelt in the land of Median, near to his woman's brother until this day. And he called his dwelling place and the dwelling place of his sons Median after the name of their father. Have a seat. Marvin, you can go ahead and cut that music. Now, already, can everybody see that there's a difference from their father. But Noah had a specific son by the name of Shem. Shem, he passed down everything to when it came to the information. Yes? And so by it being passed down to Shem, that means everybody of the Shemites would then be the ones that would be performing or telling you what it was that you needed to know. All right? So these Semitic folk, or Shemitic folk rather, would be people that would have the instructions of God. Right? So by them having the instructions of God, they would know what it is that they're supposed to be doing and how they're supposed to be performing things. But that's the point. It wouldn't be a performance. I want you to hear that. It would not be a performance. It would be their lifestyle. This was what was given to them when they would enter into a land. Now, I want you to hear that for a second. I want to just kind of touch on a couple of things. Do you all realize that when the children of Israel came out of Egypt, they had not received any instructions until they came out? The only instructions that the children of Israel received while they was in Egypt was the Passover. How to keep it, and what to write on their door posts, which was the providing Savior to get them out of the situation. I want you to hear that. That was the thing to get them out. But now that they were out, they had to go to this mountain. All right? And when they went to this mountain, they had to wait on the instructions. But you have to understand that the mountain was inside of the wilderness. Hear that out. They had to go inside of the wilderness. And when they went in the wilderness, they began to receive instructions. But they did not receive instructions about how they should lead their life until they got to their destination. You read the text properly, this is what you see all through it. Even stuff chasing them, things trying to chase them down, trying to get them or whatnot. None of that mattered with the leader that was leading them, because the leader always had a providing mechanism to get the people out, because he was moving in a different type of power. So he wasn't worried about what was chasing nor hunting them. He was only caught in the mission of where he was going. Is everybody understanding that? Okay. So they come out, and once they had got out, then Yahuwah then gives 10 commandments. But understand, he did not give the 10 commandments unto Moshe until Moshe was told about the covenant, how the people were a peculiar people, and how he wanted the people to be a holy nation, a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. Are you all hearing this? This is what was told to Moshe for the people to be, or to exist as. Be means to exist. So since be means to exist, Yah was asking Moshe, or rather telling Moshe, he wanted the people to exist as a thing. Exist as a kingdom. Exist as priests and kings. Is everybody hearing that? Good. So now, in today's world, or today's society, we see that people are more or less having a problem with the understanding of kingdom itself, because people don't have the understanding of the vision that Most High has instructed for the children of Israel to exist as. Okay? But that's the point. They did not receive that instruction until they came out. Okay? So whenever they got out, then this is what was relayed to Moshe. Moshe released it. He then relays that to the people. So that means the people didn't receive any instructions or any 10 commandments until they was told that they were special, peculiar. Y'all hear it? You have a covenant that you are to uphold. Yes? And you are to exist as this thing called a kingdom. Priest of kingdom. And a holy nation. And it's funny because it says holy nation. That word holy is the word set apart. Kadash. Right? So if it is to be set apart nation, set apart kingdom, set apart existence. You're supposed to operate as such. But how can you operate as such if you're being influenced by all the things that's around you? That's the whole reason for them coming out. Now watch this. You look at the scripture in Revelation where it tells you, come out from among her and be ye separated. Alright? Come out. Well, come out is not just a physical, it's also a spiritual and mental. But it's also physical. So now, here you are today, and you may say, well, did I come out? And I'm going to have to tell you, yeah, you did. You may say, what's my location? Wilderness. You're in the purging place. You're in the purging place so that you can go on and do the other thing. But you can't do the other thing until purging has first taken place. So the children of Israel made it hard. They made it a hard journey. They made it a hard journey. I want y'all to hear that. They made it a hard journey, 40 years of a journey, because they could not listen to simple instruction. What was supposed to be a 40-day journey to get where they need to be turned to 40 years. 40 years in the same place. You wonder why people say stagnant in one spot? Because they don't know how to receive instruction. So everybody talking about they want to do this or they want to do that, but when you don't know how to receive an instruction, you'll never go anywhere. You'll stay right in the same spot. So if you wonder what Lost Souls Ministry is doing, it's calling people out. Calling people out. Out of the tents of Babylon. Calling them out. So they can know how to be set apart. So they can learn how to exist as a holy nation, meaning without the outside influence. Which means that when you walk into the land or walk into the place of purging, you then begin the purging process. Hello. That's why things begin to shift. Because you cannot remain the same. You have to change. Because there is a standard that must be met. Hear that out. All right. So now, with that being the case, as we are trickling down this road here, the yellow big road, and we are reading, or we rather read, the first verse is quite interesting. I'm sure that you would agree. In Jubilees chapter 10 and verse 1, it says, in the third week of this Jubilee, the unclean devils began to lead astray the children of the sons of Noah. Do you all hear that? You know what the problem was? The sons of Noah knew that there was devils that had been washed off the planet. So because they knew that there was devils that had been left off, they did not receive the conversation between Satan and the Most High, where Satan was allowed to still have some influence inside the earth after they crossed over. I'm going to say it again. After they crossed over. Which means that the devil still will be present after you cross over. You get baptized, and now you're free, and you think that the devil is not Are you crazy? Just because you crossed over don't mean that the devil is still not moving. The devil is very much active. So they have been, C had done washed up all the demons, fallen demons, and people that was doing insufficient stuff. They crossed over and get hit with the devil's influence. They get hit with the devil's influence. My goodness, how crazy is that? They crossed over. I made it. I'm saved. Praise God. And then here go the enemy. All over again. I get hit with the same thing again. I thought I crossed over. You did. But now you're dealing with it differently. Now you're dealing with the influence of it. So, it says that this right here is the thing that begins to lead them astray. So it wasn't people that was leading them astray. It was spirit that was doing it, leading them astray. Which means they no longer can look at things from a physical playing field. They had to see it from a spiritual to identify the different the different entities that was showing up. In order to comprehend. That's what was going on. All right? Everybody checking with me? And so you say, well, okay. I wonder, what's going on? This is how you settle in and understand what I'm talking about when I say how should we handle demons and diseases in our generation since everyone is confused about building for one purpose and goal. Everybody's confused about building for one purpose and goal because everybody wants to do their own thing. The Bible says where there's no vision, the people perish. All right? There's no vision, the people perish. The people are perishing because they don't know the vision. And then when you tell them the vision, they act as though that vision doesn't apply to them because they got their own smart idea. Little smart idea. And so you may, what are you talking about? Well, if you go read the book of Psalms and you read chapter 106 specifically, you will see that the children of Israel, while they were in the wilderness, they were inventing things. And this was angering the Most High. But it wasn't just angering him, it was also angering his messenger. Because they started coming up with inventions. Inventions is not a bunch of creations, by the way. Inventions means they were busying themselves. They started to make themselves busy when they was not supposed to be. Oh boy. This started angering the messenger of God. This started angering Yahuwah. It was provoking him. It was making him strong against the people. When they got in the wilderness. I want you to see, they was busying themselves. They was busying themselves by going servant of the gods with the people that was round about them. Operating in the same type of capacity. I gave you the text, it was Psalms 106. That's the one you want to go read. You want to go do some homework, go do it. All those that got the opportunity to do a little study with me, got that opportunity. You say, oh, Pastor, show it to me. No, I just gave you a homework. Let's see if you can follow instructions. That's the problem. I speak, I say go do homework, and you look at me like that's not homework. I said go do homework. Homework, when you have a teacher, your teacher going to tell you to do some homework, you should be rebuttaling to that teacher about the homework that he gave you. Homework is homework. So now when I say, hey, what's the homework? And you ain't got no homework for answers, you don't have no answers for your homework, no for your assignment, whose problem is that? And you starting to say, I want God to talk to me when you have received homework. And so you be found studying your own thing when you was told, go do this for homework. So you can get the understanding. And then the man of God, woman of God so he can be in the audience of the people so that the people can listen to him or listen to her, and they can be looked upon as God. And so the people worship him. Well, that's not my identity. I don't want anybody worshiping me. I want no parts of that. Honor and reverence is a whole different thing. I would like for the people to honor me. I would like for the people to reverence me. Because when the man of God came in, they were afraid. Some type of way of fear of men of God today is just gone completely out of the pulpit. This is funny. So, in verse 1, it says, in the third week of the Jubilee, the unclean devil began to lead astray the children of the sons of Noah to make them, I like that, to make them, which means they was influencing them to error and to destroy them. So it wasn't just leading them astray, it was causing them to error so they can be destroyed. So they can be destroyed. Now these are sons of Noah now. These are sons of Noah. You know that special Noah, the one that had received grace in Yah's sight. That Noah. The Noah that was told to build an ark a certain type of way, which means Noah knew how to follow instructions very well. The whole reason why his family was able to get saved on the boat was because Noah followed instructions. It had nothing to do with anybody else. It had everything to do with Noah simply following instructions that was given to him. Nobody else was helping Noah while he was building. It was Noah. How about that? Noah was out there screaming and preaching righteousness, and nobody was listening. Noah kept on saying, hey, it's blood coming. Something coming. Hey, is anybody about to show up any minute here? It's going to show up. Oh, yeah, it's coming. They still wouldn't listen. But there wasn't no signs going on. No raindrops. So because there wasn't no raindrops, you know, they couldn't see it. So because they couldn't see it, Noah was out there steady building. Swinging that hammer. I mean, he was building, showing. He was getting it in, making it happen. And all the means that he can make it happen, he did his means. He did his bidding. Oh, yeah, he did his bidding. Noah was sawing. I can just see him right now. How the hell was he sawing out there? The hell the most I gave him. Man, it was hard work, Noah. Woo! Noah had to build that thing. He had to build a platform on the boat so he could be able to sleep on it. So Noah had received some, very specific instructions on how to build that boat. So it would preserve his whole family, not just his whole family, but even the animals. Think about the animals that had to poop. You don't think Noah had to manage that? He did. You know he had to have a spot, a little window or something like that so he could be able to smell. Had to have a little pavilion so he could be able to have something. Wind coming in, it's hot as hell in there. The animals kicking and smelling. See? You ain't paying attention to all that, but that's what's on the boat with Noah. So his hygiene means something. On that boat with Noah. Hygiene means something on that boat with Noah. So Noah is paying attention to everything in his surroundings, and the animals just can't understand why Noah going around the island, the animals about to get entangled and stuff. The different personalities of animals that's up in there. Noah had to make sure there was peace going on. On his boat. On his boat. Yeah. And then Noah, you understand now, he had to be one that was going to direct his family on the boat. Because his family didn't know how to move. So because his family didn't know how to move, he had to tell his family what to do. On the boat, and how to deal with the animals. So I mean, Noah was something special on that boat. So how should we handle demons and diseases in our generation since everyone is confused about building for one purpose and goal? Verse 1 of this text identifies that you should not be moved by sinners or the power of Satan. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 1, let's read verse 10 through 19. Proverbs chapter 1, let's read verse 10 through 19. That's right. Proverbs chapter number 1, let's read verse 10 through 19. Y'all can now read the text. Read.
It says, "My son, if sinners entice you, do not consent."
I like that. My son, if sinners entice you, which means there's a possibility that it can happen, do not listen. Do not put yourself under their rulership. Hello? You know what's funny? Solomon is saying this. A king in Israel. And he happens to know a couple things. Solomon is smart. Solomon built the temple. This is the son of David. Solomon. And Solomon said, when sin is going to entice you, don't consent. What else?
If they say, "Come with us,
Yes.
let us lie in wait to shed blood.
Yes.
Let us lurk secretly
Yes.
for the innocent without cause.
Come on.
Let us swallow them alive like shield,
Go ahead.
and hold like those who go down to the pit.
Go ahead.
We shall find all kinds of precious possessions.
Yes.
We shall fill our houses with spoil.
Uh-huh.
Cast in your lot among us.
Yeah.
Let us all have one purse.
Go ahead.
My son,
What do you say?
do not walk in the way with them.
Which means, listen, if you see people around you and the only thing they're interested in is trying to take over people's possessions, trying to rule over other people, trying to take over territory that don't belong to them, trying to, be deceitful, doing things that they should just not be doing that's unrighteous, Solomon says, don't do it. Stay away. Scriptures say, stay from all appearances of evil. Stay away. Some kind of way, people like to listen to what they like to listen to. Continue reading.
Keep your foot from their path.
Keep the foot from what?
Their path.
Keep your foot from their path, which means you can see exactly what they're doing. Is everybody not understanding my conversation? You can see exactly what they're doing, yes? Yes. Good. So because you can easily see what they're doing, then there's no mix-up or hang-up about what's being said. Well, what verse are we in?
16.
Read.
For their feet run to evil, and they make haste to shed blood.
Uh-huh.
Surely in vain the net is spread in the sight of any bird,
Yes.
but they lie in wait for their own blood.
Uh-huh. They're lying in wait for their own blood. How many times you don't read the book of Proverbs, and this part you don't read, and you're like, I just don't really understand what's being said. Well, now you do. And if you did read it, you read over it like it didn't really mean nothing. This was wisdom being given to you as an instruction about what not to do. And this is the very thing everybody likes doing, running to evil works of people. Not being influenced by the devil. Hello! Read on, all the way through
19. So are the ways of everyone who is greedy for grain.
Whoa, greedy for gain. So when it comes to the realization of people being greedy, they will do anything in order, to get what they want. So a greedy spirit will kill you. A greedy spirit will destroy you. So it's not hard to point out somebody operating in the spirit of greed. That's easy. And then people will go, well, aren't you greedy? Well, let's put on a check and let's do times do you get the opportunity to call about different information that you want to receive that everybody else is not receiving? How about that? Talking about greed, how many times do you personally get a chance? Yeah, that's right. You see? You see how it all just starts just making sense? How is it, how many times do you have to hear the same thing over and over and over and over again before you get up and do something? And you don't think that's greed? Better yet, how many times do you have to eat in order for you to be satisfied? Why is it that you have to look at somebody else's plate as opposed to looking at your own plate? Maybe I'm not telling the truth. But again, ladies and gentlemen, how? Everybody say how. How should we handle demons and diseases in our generation since everyone is confused about building for one purpose and goal? Let's go to the book of Philippians. Let's go hear what Brother Paul had to say. Philippians, chapter number 1. Philippians, chapter number 1. Philippians, chapter number 1. And we are going to read verse 12 through 29. Pastor Josh, would you do us the favor of reading the script, please? Go ahead and read. What's that say, sir? Philippians chapter number 1, reading verse 12 through 29. What did the Apostle Paul say? Read. Philippians chapter 1.
Yes, sir.
Verse 12 through 29. What did Paul say? Go ahead.
But I would you should understand, brethren, that the things which happened to me have fallen out, rather to the furtherance of the besorer,
Go ahead.
so that my bonds in Mashiach are manifest in all the palace and in all other places.
Yeah.
And many of the brethren in Yahuwah,
Yeah.
waxing confident by my bonds, are much more bold to
Yeah.
speak the word without fear. Some indeed preach Mashiach,
Yes.
even of envy.
So some people are preaching Christ of what? Envy. Go ahead.
And some also of goodwill.
Go ahead.
The one preaches Mashiach of contention,
Yes.
not sincerely,
Go ahead now.
supposing to add affliction to my bonds.
So Paul acknowledges that there are some people that's preaching Hamashiach insufficiently. Well, just because you know that he's being preached insufficiently does not give you the okay to call everybody a false prophet. You better watch your mouth. And you better watch your thinking. Because you can label something a false prophet and find out that false prophet that you thought was a false prophet, you will start to receive plagues upon your life for labeling something insufficiently. And here it is, you think that God ain't going to do nothing. Did he not say, touch not my anointing to do my prophets no harm? Today, that's exactly what's going on. And people think that they're going to escape it. Christ has this thing in remembrance where people are touching the prophets. It's in remembrance. All the way from righteous Abel. And that is what's being told that will come upon the generation of Israel. The blood of the righteous. The blood of the righteous is upon your life if you slay it. You want to gang up against the man of God? No problem. That blood is on your life. Where's that written? Matthew 23. Go do some homework. If you want to read it. Matthew 23, verse 28, all the way to about 37 and 38. You go read it. And you see if the blood of the prophets is a real thing that's in the mind of Christ. My goodness. So here we are, moving right along. Keep reading, please. Go ahead.
But the other love,
Uh-huh.
knowing that I am set for the defense of the Masorah.
Yes.
What then? Notwithstanding every way,
Notwithstanding every way, go ahead.
whether in pretense,
In what?
pretense,
Pretense is lies. Everybody say lies.
lies,
So in lies, what else?
or in truth,
Or in truth, come on.
Mashiach is preached.
This is what Paul knows, which means you simply have to learn how to become mature. And stop being moved by what everybody got to say. When does maturity kick in? Well, if somebody say something and it sounds good, you just go, all right, this is another doctrine that showed up. When you learn how to stop being nonchalant with the realization of fake doctrines, you'll be okay. You understand that's a false doctrine. You just go, okay. That's just another one that showed up again. I understand that the book says there's going to be a whole bunch of doctrines going to show up in the last day. And I ain't going to be tossed to and fro with every wind of doctrine. And it's by the sleight of men, by the way. And they got cunning craftiness, whereby they lie and wait to deceive. They waiting to deceive you with their lies. Oh, goodness. Go ahead, keep reading.
And I therein do rejoice,
Uh-huh.
yea, and will rejoice, for I know that this shall turn to my salvation through your prayer
Yes.
and the supply of the Ruach Yeshua HaMashiach,
Go ahead, man.
according to my earnest expectation and my hope, that in nothing I shall be ashamed, but that with all boldness,
Yes.
as always, so now also Mashiach shall be magnified in my body, whether it be by life or by death.
Come on.
That's 20.
All the way through 29.
Okay, thank you. For to me, to live is Mashiach,
Yes.
and to die is gain. But if I live in the flesh, this is the fruit of my labor. Yet what I shall choose I know not. For I am in a strait betwixt two, having a desire to depart, and to be with Mashiach, which is far better.
So Paul is like, man, I'm in the middle of this thing, man. I really want to just be with Christ already. But I know it's my profit by me being here with you. It's your profit by me being here with you. Everything's good. You may go, whoa, 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 wow. Well, why is this important? I'll tell you, I'm a confessor. I tell the truth. I'm tired of this already. I'm ready to be in the presence of y'all. Like, I'm like, yo, let's go. Do whatever we need to do. This is just aggravating at this point. Okay? I just want to just go ahead and let's just do it. Whatever it is that needs to be done, if you want to kill me today and I don't wake up tomorrow, it is what it is. But the point is that I'm ready to be in the presence of y'all. Because here's the thing, I'm going to hear his judgment at the end of the day. So if I'm doing something insufficiently, why prolong it? Let's just go ahead and get it on out the way. And you may say, well, ain't that a weird way? No, it's not, because the realization is exactly what I'm telling you. I'm going to be judged for my deed. So since I'm going to be judged for my deed, and I'm doing something insufficiently, and I got to bust hell wide open, listen to this. I want you to hear this real good. That's not my will. That's Yah's will being done, and I have to be okay with what his decision is over my life, regardless. That's the truth. Truth is uncomfortable. Do I want to be there? No. But he say, you ain't entering. How am I going to argue with the one that made me? I can't argue with that. That's his decision. People now trying to make God make a decision about him, about
covenant in Yeshua HaMashiach for me by my coming to you again. Only let your conversation be as it becomes the Besorah of Mashiach.
Now you mean to tell me that the Apostle Paul was telling people that their lifestyle, their conversation, the thing they're talking about, only is supposed to be about King. Only supposed to be about the Besorah. You mean to tell me that he telling them and directing them to talk about one thing and one thing alone? Some type of way we misconstrue that and say now we can go ahead and talk about something else. Now watch this. I'm gonna do it again. Here it comes. I'm gonna do it again. Let's see if people understand. I've given everybody inside Lost Souls Ministry permission to listen to one other voice. One other voice. I done gave you this permission to go and listen to one other voice. In your secret time, you know what you do? You find every other voice to listen to except the one I told you. And you wonder and say, well, how do you know? It's the influence. I know the influence. The influence. The influence. The influence. I know that what he's going to say is going to stir up something. So when I say go listen to him, I know what I'm saying. And he said, well, what are you supposed to listen to? Go listen to the discovery of the kingdom. How about you go listen to that? There's like a seven series. Discovering the kingdom. Just go listen to it. Discovering the kingdom, go look and go listen to it. And every other thing that's got some of the kingdom. Listen to it. Why are you not always talking about that, Apostle? Because I already laid the foundation. I ain't going back. I'm going forward. Well, Apostle, how come we don't talk about what a kingdom is? A kingdom consists of having a king, land, citizens, symbols, my goodness, constitution, economic system. I can break down what a kingdom is to you. An army, but can you tell me? And are you operating in it? Because if you operate in what a kingdom is, I don't got to sit there and teach it to you. When we first opened up the congregation, that's what I started teaching about. What is the kingdom? And you want me to go back and teach what the kingdom is? I'm going to tell you no. Go back and go look at my videos. And go find out if that's what we were teaching. That's exactly what we were teaching. What is the kingdom? We was breaking down what it is. So I ain't going back talking about that. You need to get caught up to speed. So you can understand what's going on. What is a king? What? The influencer over the whole territory. That's the king. The king is the influencer over the whole entire territory. Whole entire territory. Oh, well, Apostle, can I listen to it? I have an email. All you got to do is ask and I'll send it to you. I have a whole email with all of the information about what a kingdom is. And I will send you the email. That way you can know. That ain't good enough, though. That's how I know the teaching ain't what it is. Because if it was being followed the way it needed to be followed, I bought this right here long ago. And this thing that's sitting here now, as it is, now we're going on year 4. 1, 2, yeah, this, yes, year 4. Year 4, this is how far we got, right here. And it has had different cycles of people. And now we have a different cycle of people. And now my wife has built this part right here. Nothing else has been touched. Well, how did the foundation go? I built the foundation. And it's still sitting there. You say, whoa. Let me show you. It was put here and designed to be here for the purpose so that people can integrate inside of the congregation and have the realization of having the opportunity to always come to the congregation and have a time where they can get along with y'all and meditate and they can come and pray and get in the atmosphere and worship. When ain't nobody looking. This was the evidence that somebody was doing something. Somebody Cool. All right, so there you go again. It's sitting there. What is that sitting there? That's for you to get off your ass, come to the congregation, come to some building. The instructions is right there. They tell you, it leave off who the person was that was doing something. It's right there. Put the pieces together, follow instructions. If you learn how to follow instructions, you won't need nobody to come and tell you what to do. So you're wondering what that is. That's me teaching you how to follow instructions. A physical representation of following instructions. That's what that is. Get off your ass and come to the congregation and follow instructions. Now I'm going to just stay home. You wouldn't know what would happen up in here if you came up here and followed instructions. You just simply built this. You don't think, you know what? People don't think that this is sufficient. This is a realization of what's going on in the congregation. And been sitting there for three years. That thing supposed to be built. Same thing that was told to the children of Israel took 40 years. Representation right there. Still sitting. And then you got some old smart one. Oh, I just do it all by myself. Missed the whole point. Instead of you doing your part, how about you come in and fill this area in? Come fill both columns right here. And have somebody else fill the other column. Have somebody else fill the other column. At least you did something. And it got further. And you're wondering, do we have any activities going on inside the congregation? And I'm laughing. We do. Here's one. A learning experience, a place where you can get along and hear y'all talking to you. Right here. Come in, cut some worship music on. Boy, you wouldn't know what would happen. That's just too much. You just doing too much. Let's go to verse 23 in this text here of Jubilees chapter 10. So at least read that. Jubilees chapter number 10. Read verse 23. I'm seeking. Old school, you know what I did in old school? We had the camera going, and we didn't show the scriptures. All we did was let them hear it. Right? It would be read, and the people would hear what was being said, and they would hear me preaching it. Because it was being read. And they was able to understand what was being said, even off the street. They was like, ooh, that's good. Ain't that right, Shannon? And they can understand. Shannon, remember, she sat there and watched for 4 years. So she knows exactly. She's seen all the different nuances and changes of everything. People sitting there looking at Shannon crazy. Shannon more loyal than people that been around 4 years, watching, in the garage and everything. Know exactly what's going on. You said question if a person around, how a person sits around watching for 4 years and you don't think the person down with you? And to tell you everything that you have been through. I was around when you guys were in the garage. I seen you when you had received the other building. I was pulled by God to come here because you guys, and I had to come. God brought me here. Makes perfect sense. To tell you everything. You know when Pastor Stephen was around, you seen it. That means you seen him when he showed up. He saw it all. Shannon ain't down with y'all. That was funny to me. That was so funny. That's right, TJ. Jubilees chapter number 10, read verse 23. T, what's it say? Go ahead.
And Yahuwah descended, and we descended with him.
So we know that was Yahshua, but go ahead.
To see the city and the tower which the children of men have built. And he confounded their language.
He did what?
Confounded their language.
Read on.
And they no longer understood one another's speech. And they ceased then to build the city and the tower.
They stopped from building the city and the tower. I want y'all to hear that. Yah sends his son Yahshua to descend with the holy angels to stop and confound the language of the people so that they can stop building and the city. Why is that? Because they had their own thing that they was building. Y'all hear that? He stopped them in their tracks so that they would not build their own thing. I want y'all to hear that. Stop them in their tracks so that they would not build their own thing. That was the whole reason of stopping them, so that they would not build their own thing. Not that building the city was wrong. That wasn't wrong. What was wrong was that they was building a tower to try to get into the heavens. So now you're trying to get into a place that I ain't even called you to go. I sent you out of heaven. So you can be in the earth, ruling in the earth, and here you go trying to get back into this place. What are you doing? I sent you to expand. I sent you to expand my kingdom. Oh. People ain't saying this. Then descend. Yeshua descends, comes down with the holy angels, stops, confounds the languages, mixes the languages up so that they don't understand one another. And so what is God telling us in the text of Jubilees chapter 10 is this, is that you don't need to try and build by yourself, or for your own selfish desire. Did you hear that? That's what y'all telling us. You don't need to build for yourself or your own selfish desire. What am I supposed to build for? See, now you're confused. What are you talking about? You don't know what you're supposed to be building. Look behind you. There's a vision in place. And you keep on trying to step outside the vision. Just don't see it. Don't worry. Let's read the scripture. Maybe this is understood. Go to Haggai chapter 1. My goodness. I just told you. Sit down. Haggai chapter 1. Haggai chapter number 1. Just listen. I just want you to open your ears. Haggai chapter 1. Read verse 2. Anybody got it? Read it. Haggai chapter 1. Read verse 2 on down to 12. Read it now. Come on.
Thus speaks Yahuwah of hosts,
Go ahead.
saying, This people says, the time has not come, the time that the Lord's house should be built. Then the word of Yahuwah came by Haggai the prophet, saying, Is it time for you yourselves to dwell in your paneled houses, and the temple?
Keep reading.
And the temple, and paneled houses, and this temple to lie in ruins.
And this temple right here lie where at? Is it time for you to keep on building your old funky house? And this temple right here laid in ruin. That's the question. Your ugly, raggedy house. You want that thing to be built so bad
goes, consider your way.
What do you say? What do you say?
Consider your ways.
The reason why you're not living in abundance the way you're supposed to be living is because you've not did what?
Consider your ways.
Because you're doing your own thing, yes? That means everybody not building for the same thing, the same goal. Right? Everybody got their own individual thing that they want to do and what they're doing. Am I right? Go ahead, read. It don't make sense. It don't make sense. So you mean to tell me my profession? That's what Satan does. Read on.
Go up to the mountains and bring wood and build the temple, that I may take.
He said bring wood. So I mean your job is only supposed to be there so you can bring wood and go build the temple. Ooh, read the book, man.
Bring wood and build the temple,
Yeah.
that I may take pleasure in it.
So that means he ain't taking pleasure in nothing else that you're doing except you bringing your resources to the house. So it can be built. Don't I gotta pay my bills? Nigga, I'm saved. Keep reading.
You look for much, but indeed.
What's the problem?
You look for much.
What's the problem? What is the problem? What is the problem? What's the problem? You ain't satisfied. Go ahead, brother.
You look for much, but indeed it came too little. And when you brought it home, I blew it away.
Go ahead.
Why? Says the Lord.
Why am I blowing your little money that you got away all the time you get it? Why does it happen? Go ahead.
Because of my house that is in ruins.
What's the reason? What's the problem? What's the issue? The issue is what? You keep worrying about what you want to do as opposed to worrying about what he said worry about. What, don't the house out? How many times people have said to me, well, Pastor, I would love to do something inside the house. Let's change the colors. Nigga, when you gonna change the color? That's what I want to know. When you gonna do that? How about this? You want the floor to be fixed. When you gonna put the funds together to get the front? When you gonna get the funds together to make sure that the floor gets taken care of? You want to complain, but yet you don't want to do nothing. And then when somebody, I'm telling the truth right now, dude. I know I'm telling the truth. Then, when somebody say, give us some fun, you become stingy. How much is that person giving? Now you counting people's pockets. Shame on you, Apostle. Shame on you. Shame on you. And people wonder, this is the other part, that here go the other wonder. Well, how come when an apostle asks me for something, why he always asks me? He always asks me. That's kind of the point. That's kind of the point. I'm asking you because you don't like to give. You hate it. But you be the same one that always be just like this is. Right here. Can I have it? So I'm going to keep on asking. Because that's the point. I ain't supposed to be asking. But some kind of way I keep on having to ask. So then when I do finally ask, first of all, he asked me for something. Oh, that never happened. Right! Yes! He never asked me. But he asked me today. You gotta check that heart. Throw it. Seed. Throw about 5, 6 in there. All right, dirt. Dirt. It's good. Get on in there. Make sure it's good. All right. Good. Water. Take off. 2 days later. Seed. Get it out. Take it away. We put it over here. That. That's what's going on. Seed. Dirt. Water. Right. 3 days later. Seed. That's a lot of work. When do you ever just plant, boom, put it on top, water it, water, 30 days later. Beep. Okay. Got a little action, baby. Let me get a little fly, little something right there. Let me move some stuff out the way. Yeah. Little water. All right. You look good. Next morning. Ooh, you done grew up a little bit long. That's crazy. That was fast. You don't even notice the growth. You don't even notice the growth. Because your hands ain't in it. The reason why you can't see growth because your hands ain't in it. You want to grow, get your hands in it. What verse we in?
11.
Read. What time is it? I don't know the time. How much time? What time is it?
2:53.
Who?
2:53.
Ah, perfect. Come on.
For I call for a drought on the land and the mountains, on the grain and in the new wine and the oil,
Go ahead.
on whatever the ground brings forth, on men and livestock, and on all the labor of your hands.
You mean to tell me there's a drought on men? A drought on livestock? He called a drought that happened because you ain't building this house. So the Most High's not going to send more laborers until you get to work. I'm going to say it again. The Most High not bringing no more laborers of the kingdom until you get to work. He's going to provide what needs to be provided for. He already done provided some things, some resources already. That's why he's moving people's lives around. And people don't know why they're moving around. Here you go, newsflash. My little sister just moved down here. Juanita, she lives with us now. And she getting ready to transition and start moving.
Hallelujah.
You don't even understand. She got abilities. And I know she got abilities. You don't think I'm going to use how many years I done told her? The Most High going to move you down here with me at some point. Trust me. Think she wanted to hear that? No, I ain't ever moving a job. Girl, you don't even understand. There's a calling on your life. I know. I seen it. All the years I worked with her, all the years planting the same seed, telling her, you great. You're a queen. She looked at me funny. Do they have trials? Do they have tests? All of that stuff. She done been through all of that, all the different things. I watched everything that happened in her life. And one time I stopped talking to her. Because she wouldn't listen to me. So I just shut up. I ain't just gonna say nothing to you. I just stay away from you. Didn't I, Juanita? I just stopped talking to you. So all those that think I won't go silent, I'm that guy for How are we supposed to handle it? That's action. Affirmative action. What should we do? What's the action step of handling demons and diseases in our generation, since everyone is confused about building for one purpose and goal? Well, you just heard just now, build y'all's house. Watch this. Let me show you something else. Psalm 127. Psalm 127. Build y'all's house. Hurry up. Psalm 127. Who's reading this now? Oh, you? All right, read again. Psalm 127. Read verse 1. Read it again. You read now. Go ahead. Wait a second. Come on. Psalm 127, verse 1. Read.
Unless the Lord builds the house.
Read it again.
Unless the Lord builds the house.
Unless Yahuwah builds the house, go ahead.
They labor in vain.
The people that labor,
In
they
vain.
labor how?
In vain.
So unless you start building y'all's house, you labor in vain. But y'all gotta be in it. So if y'all telling you by prophecy, build the house. That means he don't put a spirit on you to do a particular thing, but yet you're not moving in the spirit of what, in the nature of what he's called you to move in. And so here it is, you constantly trying to look for progression inside your faith. You can't get no progression no further because you don't want to get your hands involved in building what Yah told you, which means you're resisting the spirit. That's right, sir. Read on.
Unless Yahuwah builds the house, they labor in vain.
I like that. Let's move on. Go ahead, keep going.
Who built it? Unless Yahuwah guards the city, the watchman stays awake in vain.
So you mean to tell me that except Yah, do what with the city? So that means it's in his intention to build the city. But who got to do it? Yah. And who got to be moving as his hands? You. And guess what he's going to do? He's going to give you a working reality. Oh my goodness. If you tap in to the ruach of that thing, you get things so done so fast, you wouldn't even know it. That stuff be done so quick. Looking good, smelling good. All that. All because you was obedient. Let's go to another scripture. Acts chapter 2. I'm going to move quick. Stick with me, y'all know. Acts chapter 2. I know when I want to change. Acts chapter 2, read verse 38 and 47. Again, everybody say, don't try.
Don't try.
Everybody say, don't try.
Don't try.
Do not try and build by yourself. Y'all hear that? It ain't going to work. And if you wonder what I'm talking about, again, what I'm talking about is how should we handle demons and diseases in our generation. Our generation, since everyone is confused about building for one purpose alone. Don't build by yourself. Build for one. Oh boy. Go ahead, Acts. Chapter number 2, verse 38 and 47. Read, King. Go ahead.
Then Peter said to them,
Go ahead.
Repent.
What he said?
He said, Repent.
Change your mind. Go ahead.
And let every one of you be baptized
Yes.
in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach.
Go ahead.
For the remissions of sin.
For what?
For the remissions of sin.
For remission of sin. Right? Go ahead.
And you shall receive the gift of the Ruach HaKodesh.
You going to receive who?
The gift of the Ruach.
I like that. If you change your mind. Go ahead, read on.
For the promise is to you and to your children,
Try on, my goodness.
and to all who are afar off,
Go ahead.
as many as Yahuwah our Elohim will call.
Oh my. Come on.
And with many other words,
Yes.
he testified and exhorted them, saying,
Yes.
Be saved from this perverse generation.
What he said?
Be saved from this perverse generation.
How can we be saved from a perverse generation except y'all provide means for us to do so? Let me show you. Watch, read.
Then those who gladly received his word,
They receive what?
his word,
So the purpose of being saved is to receive who?
his word,
Watch this. Go ahead.
and his word were baptized.
They were what?
They were baptized.
They was immersed. Go ahead.
And that day,
Uh-huh.
about 3,000 souls were added
I
to
want
it.
you to see that right there. After that, what happened?
3,000 souls were added.
Souls. Mind, will, emotion. Not people. Souls. It's different. Which means you ain't supposed to be getting caught up in numbers. how to respond to that. They was like, what? Oh, my God. This is different. Felt different. They was even talking different. They didn't even want to say the same stuff. They changed the whole language, just us being there. Whole language changed. Just us being there. That's how strong it is. Go ahead, read.
And they continued steadfastly.
In what?
In the apostles.
In the what?
In the apostles' doctrine.
So they continue steadfastly in the apostles' teaching. I want y'all to hear that right there. When they was immersed, had received the word gladly, continue in the apostles' doctrine. Watch this. For them to continue in the apostles' doctrine, what does that sound like to you? That sounds like they kept on listening to what the apostles was saying. Which means they would not escape the realization of what the apostle was saying. Hello, somebody. Go ahead, read.
And fellowship.
And whoa. And what?
And fellowship.
So they was around each other. In the apostles' doctrine, they hung around. What else?
In the breaking of bread.
So you mean to tell me they was eating food together? So it wasn't no loners. That loner thought process had to go. But can I get by myself and do some prayer? Yeah. Yes. But do that mean you forsake the assembly? No. Them demons gotta go. Them demons gotta go. Them demons gotta go. Yahuwah's gotta rule. Yahuwah's gotta rule. You know about that? I know the song. Light of the fire, light of the fire. Get in on this. Get in on this screen. They continue steadfastly in the apostles' doctrine. Breaking bread fellowship and eating together, breaking bread together. It was hard to break up that community, huh? So that means that in the apostles' doctrine, they was operating like a community. Is everybody saying that? A community. A community. Everybody say community. So in the apostles' doctrine, you're supposed to be in a community. Not a church. A what? Community. People don't believe the Bible. I told you. Go ahead, read.
Then fear came upon every soul.
Then fear came upon everybody and their mama inside that community. That's how you know you ain't in community. Because in community, you know there's some consequences. Go ahead, read.
And many wonders and signs were done through the apostles.
Through who?
Through the apostles.
Pastor.
No, the apostles.
Prophet.
No, the apostles.
Teach.
No,
Amen.
the apostles.
Apostles produce miracles. She goes, no, Sheila, I'm serious. I said, okay. She said, you want to come over here? She's like, no, can you really pray for me? I said, okay, I'm going to pray for you. So she come over there, she walk over there, you know, her little thing. Come on over there. And I grab her arm, and, just talking, casually. Because, it's casual prayer, right? In that casual prayer, because of the realization, I began to talk about, I prayed for her. I began to talk about the realization of how people don't believe like that anymore. They don't know how to go and get the faith or the power out of a man or woman of God. They don't know how to go tap into it. I said, that's the same thing that the woman with the issue of blood did. She touched them. She drew power out of them. I said, oh, okay. Well, she drew influence out of him. Hell, she didn't even touch him. She touched the hem of his garment. That lets you know she just dressed up against him. She said within herself, if I can just touch the hem of his garment, I will be made whole. Do you know how strong this is? Do you know the apostles, when they walk, people would get healed just for being in their shadow? They would get in the shadow of the apostle, and the people would get healed just from standing in the shadow. People don't believe that anymore. They don't believe like that no more. This is funny. Acts chapter 2, verse 38 on down, or what verse we in?
44.
Go ahead and read. Apostles' doctrine, all right? Go ahead. Come on.
Now all who believed were together.
No, they wasn't. All the people was what?
Together.
All the people that believed, they was what?
Together.
All the people that believed, they was what?
Together.
Everybody inside the house says together. Say I.
I.
So together looks like you dismissing yourself from being by yourself. You wonder why you're here. Make sense? You know where everybody want to be at together? They done made the church out of social club. You know the beautiful thing about this is you ain't inside no church. You inside a called out assembly. Called out assembly. You know what the called out assembly is? Called out assembly ain't no church. Called out assembly ain't no church. It includes the church, a temple. It say, you know, I had met one of the people, man, from the church, bro. He said, bro, that dude, that cool, dog. I say, yeah. He said, man, you kind of sound like you a little bit, bro. I say, hey, that's something. That spirit rubbed up on him a little bit there, huh? That's the difference. Somebody pray for you that absolutely is an authority causes you to be obedient. That same spirit rub off on you when you start operating in that capacity. People can see it. The influence of your leader, they can see it. Person ain't even got to be present. They see that person right inside you. They can see Christ inside you. That was funny though. I laughed at that. He said, oh, before he goes, hey, T. Jizzle, T. That's his name. He called me T. Jizzle. T. G. So he called me T.
He stopped
What
himself
he said?
from saying that. I can see it now.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, TG?
Yeah. But he wants to say T. Jizzle. T. Jizzle. And then what he say? T. Jizzle, T. G. That's my dog. My man. So forward. Go ahead, keep reading.
And sold all their possessions
Yeah.
and goods.
They did what?
They sold their possessions.
Under apostles' doctrine, the people sold all their possessions. They sold all their goods. See, people ain't listening. Hello? Under apostles' doctrine, the people did what?
They sold their goods.
Sold their goods. What else they did?
Sold their possessions.
Sold their possessions and did what?
And they divided them
They divided them where?
among all.
That's how you know niggas ain't following the book. They ain't in community. They still want to be loners. They still got this thought process of being by myself. I'm going to do it by myself. I'm going to make it one day. How long you been trying to make it one day?
Long time.
Now, that's funny. How long you been trying to make it one day? I'm going to show y'all something. Watch this. I'm going to do a little experiment with you just to show you how strong this is. Sonya, you came down to my house and you worked with Solon before? You came to my house and worked with Solon? How about you, Cheyenne? Is it fun? Enjoy yourself? Sometimes? Kind of sort of? I feel like it. Be honest, tell me.
It's a very good experience.
Good experience. Okay. What else you experienced? You run better than the restaurant that you work in? Yes. Smooth? No problems. Everything's smooth. Okay. Cool. How about you?
Yes,
Cook? You know your position?
I do.
Okay. You cook it.
I
You know how to cook food.
am.
Whipping it up. All right. Okay. So how about this? Here's an experiment. How about one of these Fridays, everybody inside Los Angeles Ministry come work with Solon? Right? And I want you to see how massively fast everything moves. But like, here's the key though. You're going to be assigned a specific task, and you're going to work that specific task. Which means you're not going to get in anybody else's way. Right? Nobody else's way, you're not going to do it. You're just going to do your part. Okay? And when you do your part, all you're going to do is that. Okay? So somebody's going to be over the bags, where the food get bagged in. Somebody's going to always constantly keep on making sure that we absolutely have the supply to make sure the food's getting out. Got it out? Somebody's going to make sure that all the dishes constantly clean. Somebody's going to be appointed to that. Okay? Somebody is going to go out and give out flyers. A couple people going to do that. All right? Somebody is going to be doing the directing about how everything should be going. Somebody's going to do the cutting to the meat. Somebody's going to do that. Right? And what we're going to do is we're going to sell the food. We're going to sell the food. Now, when we sell this food, I want you to see how much more not productive it's going to be, but how chaotic it can be if you don't have somebody to instruct. a worker is worthy of his hiring. So I'm going to make sure that you get taken care of. Because the world system dictates that you need an incentive. So I'm going to make sure that you get taken care of with something. I'm going to do that for you. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to make sure. I'm going to compensate you because you need to be compensated. Because you don't understand the vision. Sonya not there. I know better. See, Sonya? How do you feel about that? Yeah, a little different, huh? So yeah, so we gonna put you out there, and we gonna show you. Right? Because everybody sees Soul Lounge, but they don't know how Soul Lounge works. So we gonna make you some Soul Lounge t-shirts, and you gonna be a part of Soul Lounge for a day. For a day. And I want you to see if we all did the same thing, what would happen? I want to see what would happen. If we can take over that whole area of Joplin with that kind of food coming out. That's just my thought. If we would be able to even go further outside of Joplin and go get someplace to other people. Because some people might need something in Pittsburgh. Who's willing to go travel to go drop the food off out there? Will we have the bodies? Yes. You'll have plenty of cars, you'll have everything. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I'm gonna drive out there for $25. You missed it. You missed it. So, question. Before we keep going, because it says they sold all their goods and divided them. Watch this. Who's ready to do that? Who's ready to do that? Or are you still in the thought process that you need to pay rent? I have people live in my house all the time, so don't bother me that way. That's easy. So I go. So, this is not a foreign thing to me. This is very easy to me. Thing is do you see it? Because if you can't see it, then you still missing the purpose. So I'm going to ask, who want to try this with me for a week? For a weekend? Who want to try this with me? Huh? Want to try this with me for a weekend? So, what that means is I'm going to open up, I'm going to do something that I don't do. Because I don't sell food on Saturdays. We're going to sell food that Saturday when we do it. We're going to do it Saturday, Sunday, we're going to do Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're going to sell food all 3 days, just like that. And we're going to be open, just like that. And I'm going to show you the power of unity. Did you hear me? I'm going to show you the power of unity. And I'm going to show you how you touch people. All because you want to do something for one goal. So somebody's going to be over the internet, the computer, the tech, to make sure that things are being viewed, or things are live, so people can see it. Dang, y'all moving like that? Yeah. So you make sure you plan ahead of time so we don't have no excuses. What's that? August? August 2nd. August 2nd. So August 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Make yourself available. I like you. So you're understanding my thought process. Who wants to be available for something like that? See, I'm doing something. I'm doing something. All I'm doing is just being obedient. That's all I'm doing.
August 9th. I'm on particular.
Let's continue. We'll talk about plans in a minute. I'm trying to show you something. There's too many voices going on. There's just one voice that matters. Again, do not try and build by yourself. Acts chapter 2, what verse, sir?
We are now on 46.
Go ahead and read.
So continuing daily.
Yes, how?
Continuing daily.
So we're going to have 3 days to do it. Daily. That means you're going to get up at the same time. You're going to eat at the same time. All that stuff going to be going on. We're going to be kicking it. I'm going to show you. Go ahead, read it.
Continuing daily with one accord in the temple, and breaking bread from house to house. They ate their food with gladness and simplicity of heart.
Go ahead now. All right. With that being the case, so that means orders going to be coming in. Somebody got to take the orders. I wonder who's going to do that. Cheyenne already got her little spot. My wife already got her spot. Larissa got her spot. She know what they do. She knows exactly what they do. Who gonna take orders? Yeah. Right now, you gotta have the address. I'm gonna teach you. I'm gonna show you exactly what I want. You gotta have the address. Not only do you have to have the address, you gotta have the phone number. Alright? Oh yeah. You gotta have the time that they are looking to have it. All that. So when I say we're gonna do it from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all 3 days just like that, I'm gonna show you what I have. I'm gonna show you. You got enough food for all of that? People been around here saying, we need a fundraiser. We need something to do to provide for the ministry. And I just sit back and laugh. What if you made $15,000? And you sitting here thinking that it's not possible. Do you not understand? Let me show you some numbers. These are real raw numbers. Do y'all know that from us cooking food and delivering, we literally get about 15 to 20 plates out on the internet by myself. On the internet, and I be getting that out by myself. On my Facebook, and I get about 15 to 20 plates out like that. Do you know how much money comes in? I'll tell you. About $600 to $700, even $800. It comes in. That comes in inside that hour. Inside those hours. Are you not hearing what I'm telling you? Think about if you had that times 3. You do that times 3. 8 times 3. So 800 times 3. What number you get? Now you do 2,400 3 times. my needs. Read Acts 15, verse 14 through 18. What time is it?
3:30.
Good. Okay. I'm on the ball. I'm on time. I'm on track. I really am. I'm going up. I didn't realize I was on that whole time. I'm going to listen to that. Go ahead, read. What's it say?
Simon has declared how Elohim at the first did visit the other nations
Go ahead.
to take out of them a people for his name.
Yes.
And to this agree the words of the prophets as it is written. After this I will return and will build again the tabernacle of David, which is fallen down.
Now, how the tabernacle of David going to be built that's falling down if they don't got no resources to get it done? If they don't got the one forward thought process. You got to have a leader that understands that. Go ahead, read.
And I will build again the ruins thereof, and I will set it up, that the remnant of men might seek after Yahuwah and all the other nations upon whom my name is called, says Yahuwah.
Go ahead.
Who does all these things?
So, Yah's going to cause all those that seeking him to do, that does all these things, to follow him. Go ahead, read.
Known unto Elohim are all his works from the beginning of the world.
Since when?
The beginning of the world.
Read.
Wherefore my sentence is that we trouble not them which from among the other nations are turned to Elohim.
So we ain't trying to trouble other nations that turn to Yah, but rather we write to them to do something. What's that? Read.
But that we write unto them that they abstain from pollutions of idols.
Stop. So when Gentiles come in, they got to learn and know that they're not allowed to operate with serving other deities. Go ahead.
And from fornication.
They're not supposed to be fornicating.
And from things strangled.
And they're not supposed to be serving nor eating or operating inside of a realization of murderous foods. Strangled stuff. Different. Read.
And from blood.
Oh! Why is it mentioning all of this to Gentiles? There's a dietary law. Go ahead.
For Moshe of old time.
Who?
Moshe.
Who?
Moshe.
Of old time, go ahead.
Has in every city them that
In
preach.
what?
In every city.
Every who?
City.
Which means it was not happening into the temple unless it first was inside of the
City.
that was
Preaching them.
built. The city had to be built and it was preaching in that city. I want y'all to see that. Which means you can't have a temple unless it's in the city. Oh boy. Go ahead, read.
Being read in the synagogues every Shabbat.
Oh my. Come on.
Then it pleased the apostles and elders.
It pleased who?
The apostles and elders.
Who did it please?
The apostles and
It
elders.
pleased who?
The apostles and
Go
elders.
ahead, that what?
With a whole called out
Oh
assembly
my goodness.
to send chosen men
To
of
send who?
chosen men.
No, people that can just do whatever they want.
Chosen men
Oh, chosen men, go ahead.
of their own company
Oh, so they weren't trusting everybody to go and get this accomplished. Go ahead.
to Antioch with Paul and Barnabas, namely Judah named Barshaba.
Okay, good. So we're going to send certain people to go out with Paul. Because everybody can't roll with Paul. Which means everybody's not equipped to do that thing. Which means everybody got to know their position. Everybody's going out when you ain't equipped is an issue. So everybody understand my conversation today? I ask you again, does everybody understand my conversation today? Don't try and build by yourself. Let's about 23 or so. Go ahead.
And when they had appointed him a day, there came many to him into his lodging, to whom he expounded and testified the kingdom of Elohim,
Yes.
persuading them concerning Yeshua, both out of the law of Moshe and out of the prophets, from morning till evening. And some believed the things which were spoken,
Yes.
and some believed not.
Go ahead.
And when they agreed not among themselves, they departed after that Paul had spoken one word.
Go ahead now.
Well spoke the Ruach HaKodesh by Yeshua, the prophet unto our fathers,
Yes.
saying, Go unto this people and say, Hearing you shall hear,
Right.
and shall not
So
understand.
the people gonna hear, but they still don't understand, right? In the
Uh,
same chapter, jump back now to jump back to 14 now. Watch this.
Where we found brethren and were desired to tarry with them 7 days.
Go ahead.
And so we went toward Rome.
So they went toward Rome. So that means the place that they was in Rome. And that's now in chapter 29, the place that they're departing from. Go ahead, finish the 29 now. Go ahead.
Departed out of Rome,
Go ahead.
determining to go into Spain.
Go ahead.
For he had a long time purpose to journey thitherward, and was minded also to go from thence into Britain.
Into who?
Britain.
Oh, you may say, well, what's the significance of this? Britain, or Britain, is the same people that's ruling today. British America. Paul was talking to the British folk. That's where he went? Well, hold on. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me that these people that produced America was hearing from Paul? The people, their ancestors? Oh. No wonder they took chapter 29 out. Because they don't want to expose America. Go ahead, read.
For he had heard in Phoenicia that certain the children of Yasharel,
Yes.
about the time of the captivity into the land of Asher, and
That's Babylon. Hello, that's Babylon. The same thing that you just read in Jubilee. Remember? Tower, Babel, Asher, Babylon. Same place. Place of confusion. That's the place where the tongues and stuff got screwed up at. Oh my goodness. Paul came talking to the place of confusion. Called Babylon. That happened to be located in Britain. Britain. But them people. Babylonian people. Y'all got it? And we happen to be around those people today. Oh boy. Starting to get spooky, huh? Go ahead, read.
had escaped by sea to the isles afar off, as spoken by the prophets and called by the Roman Britain. And Yahuwah commanded the Besorah to be preached far hence to the other nations.
So you mean to tell me that Paul had made a declaration because of what Abiyah told him to do to go talk to the people in Britain? Them British folks. That's why they be waving that old flag around. That lets you know that that's who they are. See? British colony. No wonder they took this out. Go ahead, read.
To be preached far hence to the other nations,
Go ahead.
and to the lost sheep of the house of Yasharel.
Because that's the location that they would have been in. Go ahead.
And no man hindered Paul, for he testified boldly of Yeshua before tribunes and among the people. And he took with him certain of the brethren which abode with him at Rome.
Certain other brothers, the same people that were sent with him the first time of the year. Go ahead, read. Watch this.
And they took ship, and they took shipping at Ostium, and have the winds fair, were brought safely into a haven of Spain. And many
They came where?
into a haven of Spain.
Espanol. Portuguese. Portugal. Same people that enslaved the Spaniards. The same people that, the Spaniards are the same people that enslaved the other Hebrews that we happen to know. Issachar, Ephraim,
they had heard of the conversion of the apostle
Yeah.
and the many miracles which he had wrought. And Paul preached mightily in Spain, and great multitudes believed and were converted. For they perceived he was an apostle.
They perceived what?
He was an
So
apostle.
he didn't have to tell them. They perceived. You wonder why that's the question that was asked inside your house? Pull up. That's why. Because the people perceived that's who he was. Which means they knew it. Which means that thing was to come out their mouth. That's right. We just gonna come on in here and sit on down and ask you, who am I? And once I ask you who I am, you better ask me. That's right. That's exactly how I go. That's what I asked. To them people, them folks that was in your house, ask the judge. Son, man. Yeah, the son. Are you the son? Are you the son? What? That's great. Are you the son? Son? Go ahead, read. What else? That's a good scripture. I know y'all like that one. That's good. People want to act funny. That's how we know. We know what spirit they walking in. Straight demon, devil. You don't want to confess and say that's who the person is? No problem. We're going to expose you. That's the question he asked his disciples. Who the man said that I, the Son of Man, am? Here it is. The people perceived that he was an apostle. He didn't even say it. All he had to do was sit there. Tell me who I am. Go ahead and read. How many more signs and wonders y'all got to see? Manifestations of a particular thing for you to really, really believe it. You come in instance of things like this, if scriptural text that's right in your face, you see the thing manifested, and then y'all give you a confirmation of what you saw. And then you go, oh, have I ever seen this before? How about you ask the question? Read on, man.
For they perceived he was an apostle sent from Elohim.
Yeah.
And they departed out of Spain. And Paul and his company, finding a ship in Armaca, sailed unto Britain. They were therein, and passing along the south coast,
Come on.
they reached a port called Raphinius.
Stop. Pastor Josh. Spew it out.
Just a couple letters different than America. Wow. Now we know why they're saying America now. Coming out.
Somewhere in United Kingdom. Somewhere in United Kingdom. That's why they say that. Yeah.
America is a British colony.
And it's still, District of Columbia.
So this right here, and right here, what we're reading is the District of Columbia that Paul went to speaking and preaching to in Acts chapter 29. So when you read Acts chapter 29, you're reading that Paul went and read or really spoke and preached to the District of Columbia, America. That's what you read. So by him going and preaching and teaching to the District of Columbia, America, that lets you know where America was created. District of Columbia. Which means the District of Columbia had to come to a land. British colony. So you ask somebody where is America, they can't point to the land that we're in right now. That place came here. That district, that colony came here and established something here. So for somebody to say that we're in America, they're actually lying. The people of America are here. That British colony is here. District of Columbia is here. Settling in a land that does not belong to them. So here it is. We are preaching this word, and some people still are missing the teaching. Don't build by yourself. No wonder they took Acts 29. They took Acts 29 out because Acts 29 tells you that Paul went preaching to the that means that these people would know exactly what's going on. And because they know exactly what's going on, they're trying to keep the people enslaved without the realization of them knowing who they are. So now, the people come to a land to come and take over a land that does not belong to them. That's why they sent you Christopher Columbus, so that you can think that he discovered something that he really did not discover. So for somebody to say that he discovered America, that's also a lie. Because you can't discover something that already existed.
Wow. He found out about it. That's why he called
He
it.
didn't even find out about it.
Oh my goodness.
Because it was already in existence.
Wow. Look at that. He just straight lied then.
Well, listen to what I'm expressing. I'm expressing that before they came here, that already existed. So what I'm trying to tell you is that, yes, it was already people here, but besides the people being here, they brought their system to where people were at. So to say that America was discovered is a lie, not the land. So let's discredit the people that was already here. What were they doing in their land before they went to that land? This place was called America before. Outside that land, the system itself was District of Columbia. It already existed.
Wow.
So for them to say that Christopher Columbus discovered it, how can he discover something that was already fully operating? He was bringing their system to a land. That's what was happening. He was bringing their indoctrination to a land. That's what was happening. That's that good food right there. Go ahead and let it sink down in your belly. You know how many times I've told people that America did not discover America? Because they're like, oh, this is the land of the free, the home of the brave. Oh, let's back up. Whoa, let's back up. Before this land that you say was discovered, well, before you got here, it was already discovered.
Right.
So now, if we just remove the thought process of the people that was already here all along, and let's deal with the fact that you traveled over. What was your location before you traveled? And what was going on there before you traveled over?
Right.
That would have been the operation where you was at.
The system's created.
So to say America was discovered is a lie. It wasn't discovered because it was already moving and operating. Can y'all understand my mind and thinking? Read it again, Pastor. I want you to read that again. What did it say?
And they departed out of Spain.
Yes.
And Paul and his company, finding a ship in Amor ship in America sailed to Britain, they went therein, and passing along the south coast. Wow.
Now, watch this. Ready for this? Amorca. Somebody pull out your phone for me. I'm going to show you something. Because this is how you fact check stuff so you can understand what I'm trying to show you. Because you know they got Google. So you know you got to know how to use Google. Because guess what? They're not going to give you this chapter inside of the Strong's Bible Dictionary. They're not going to do any of that. But I'm going to show you how to settle something. Because everybody wants to settle this in their spirit. I'm going to show you how to do it. This is how you use their own resource against them. This is how you become wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. Amora, I want you to type that in your phone. Type it in. Hurry up, real quick, because I still got other things to talk about. So America is not here in this land where we're at right now. District of Columbia, Brits or Britain, or British folk and Spanish type people, comes from their own colony that was brought to this land. Okay? Now, spell that. You got it? What does it say? What's the location?
Ancient times, Amorica or America.
What? In ancient times, what?
Amorica or America was a region of Gaul.
It was a region of who?
Gaul.
Go ahead.
Between the Seine and the Loire, that includes the Brittany Peninsula, extending inland to an indeterminate point and down the Atlantic coast. Wow.
This is how you use their knowledge against them. The word was preached to the American, British, Spanish colonies. It was preached to them. So therefore, because the kingdom was preached to the Spanish folk, they don't have any excuse for bringing forth the truth. Hope you see it. You're not going to probably pick any of that type of stuff up in that. Because inside these Bible dictionaries, they're going to do everything in their power to hide this type of stuff.
Because they always say America's not talked about in the Bible.
That's what they do.
They've always said that.
So now that you have the book of Acts chapter 29, you see why the book of Acts chapter 29 has been excluded. The reason why is so that the beast can try to hide itself. Okay, he's being exposed. Charlize, are you amazed?
I was looking, yeah.
You know what I like? You know, let me tell you what I love about my sister. I love that whenever there's a new knowledge or wisdom that gets dropped, you always begin to go and start searching even deeper on what has been said in the moment. The thing that absolutely is even more funny about this situation is this. Is that your attention span gets even driven at a higher and deeper rate when you see stuff like this. When you want to get somebody's attention and you show them something like this, you know what happens? They stop the realization of trying to reason with you.
Right.
Because now, when I go, all of this time you thought that America wasn't talked about in the Bible. And now I show you Acts 29. I want you to see not just America, but I want you to see as America was being spoke about and spoken to that region, what Paul said when speaking to the District of Columbia. Let's continue. The focus is not America, other than the reality of you understanding what's supposed to be going down. Let's show you. Go ahead, finish reading. It was in verse 8, right? Chapter 29, verse 8, that's all right? Verse 7. Go ahead. Acts 29, verse 7, read.
They departed out of Spain, and Paul and his they went there and passing along the south coast, they reached a port called Ephesus. Verse 8. Now when it was noised abroad that the apostle had landed on their coast.
On their what?
Coast.
On the American soil?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Great multitudes of the inhabitants met him,
Yeah.
and they treated Paul courteously.
Go ahead.
And he entered in the east gate of their city. Wow.
Go ahead
And
now.
lodged in the house
Of the ivory,
of Ivory.
which is the Hebrew. He's in the region, he's in the house of a Hebrew, that's in America, in the region of America. Hello?
Wow.
He's in the house of a Hebrew. He's in the house of his own, in the region of the American. I guess some Israelites are real, huh? Go ahead, read.
And one of his own nation.
Go ahead.
And on the morrow
Yes.
came and stood upon Mount Lud.
But he's still inside the region of America. British, Columbia. Huh? That's where he at. That's his location. District of Columbia, yes? Go ahead, read on, what else?
And the people thronged at the gate and assembled in the broad way.
Mm-hmm.
And he preached Mashiach to them.
Go ahead.
And many believed the word and the testimony of Yeshua.
Go ahead.
And at evening, the Holy Ghost, the Ruach HaKodesh,
At what time?
the evening,
In the evening time, which means he was preaching and teaching for a long period of time in the American region. Now hear this? Which means he wasn't preaching for a little span of time, he was preaching for a long time. Apostle operation. Go ahead and read.
and at evening, the Ruach HaKodesh fell upon Paul.
Then the Spirit fell upon Paul while he was preaching. And what happened? While he was in that region of America, in British Columbia, in the American place, the Spanish place. Go ahead, what happened?
And he prophesied.
He did what?
Prophesied,
He prophesied and said what?
saying, Behold, in the last day,
In the last days, Paul says. Go ahead.
Yahuwah
Yes.
alone shall dwell in the city.
He's going to dwell where?
In the city.
So in the Americas, in the last days, Yah's going to dwell where?
Cities.
That's what Paul says. In the last days, in the Americas, where they at? Yah is going to dwell in the cities. Prophecy? And you know what somebody's going to read? They're going to read dwell in the cities and think big city. Wrong. Wrong. Let me show you how it's wrong. Watch this. Go ahead and read.
And the inhabitants thereof shall be numbered.
And the inhabitants of thereof shall be numbered. Go ahead.
In the seventh.
In the what?
Seventh.
In the what?
Seventh.
They're going to be numbered in the what?
Seventh.
So they're going to be a part of the seven called out assemblies. You welcome. They're going to be numbered in the seven. Shavuot. Numbered. Somebody say I'm numbered. Like being that number, don't you? Like being seven now, I bet you. It's prophesied that you will be a part of seven. In the Americas, in the District of Columbia, in the last days. I wonder what days we in. Because he didn't say that that was going to happen during his time. He spoke and said it will happen in the last days. I wonder what days we in for seven to start popping up. that he got your back and he's directing your steps and ordering your steps according to his word. No wonder they got rid of Paul. He was in the right district, talking that talk. This right here, for you to read this, for him to prophesy, and you read this, and you don't see this to be applicable to you, is a problem.
Absolutely, man.
Woo! So now, sis, Sally, I told you the text I had to look into. So now, as I begin to go through my mind and get myself ready on what I need to talk about, of how you will open up a text, and I begin to talk about John and his revelation and things that go on. Because all of y'all may not understand what I'm talking about. I'm talking about prepping the message for me to go to North Carolina, so I can go speak. I got something to say. But I've been wondering, like, how am I going to get this out? And the text of what I would have to use to get to the scene has got to be something of a hidden nature. Because this is going to be hidden and it's going to be kingdom understanding for it to be understood so it can come out the way it needs to. Because it's going to get straight to the heart. Everybody's going to look at that and be completely dumbfounded. I said, oh my God. That's what they're going to say. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Woo. We're in the last days and the people of America can't get like, oh. That's what they're going to get going. And then when they get to hearing the realization of what's being said about this seventh portion of people being numbered in that, then it's got to open up their ears. Because I asked a question in there in my message. Have you heard from the seven churches of the kingdom? Is my question. My message, when going there, is have you heard from the seven churches of the kingdom? That's what I come with. This way. So yeah, this text right here is going to do everything it's supposed to do to get somebody to hear the truth of what's going on. Because you know the book of Revelation also is a hidden understanding. It's hidden. It's displayed in the front of the people when they're reading it, but you have to understand what's being said by Revelation. And you got to understand what's going on. Because if you understand the island of Patmos correctly, you understand that John was cast out in the island of Patmos because of the Roman persecution. He was a prisoner from that time. He was removed because the city was being cast down. Therefore, he was seeing his temple, he was seeing his people be killed. This is what the Romans did to him. So now, reading this, I want you to see some more. Acts chapter 29. We're going to find out where all the unbelievers be at here soon. Go ahead and read. Finish it up.
In the last days, Yahuwah
In the last days, Yahuwah,
Shalom shall dwell in the cities,
yes.
and the inhabitants thereof shall be numbered. And in the seventh numbering of the people,
In the seventh numbering of the people, go ahead.
their eyes shall be opened.
Their eyes shall be open in the seventh numbering of the people. Their eyes shall be open. Watch this. Go ahead.
And the glory of their inheritance
Woo! Come on.
shine forth before them.
It's going to shine forth before them. Go ahead.
And nations shall come up
Yeah.
to worship on the mount
Yeah.
that testifies to patience
Uh-huh.
and long
Come on.
suffering of the servant of Yahuwah.
So you mean to tell me that in the last days, the seventh numbering of the people going to start to rise up, and they're going to be in the mount, which means they're going to be inside the place they're supposed to be, because they don't build what they were supposed to build, causing the other prophecy. So the fact that we even have this thought process of building a city, it is a last day word according to the children of Israel as prophesied that they would be moving in this realization of 7. So therefore, the Most High has to then give somebody a name of the 7 so they can know who they are. Hello, Macedonia. Because they would have to be in the region of Babylon. They'd have to be in the region of the people. Oh, my goodness. And Paul, again, is the one that's speaking. That's the funny part. Woo! Paul is the same one that wrote to Macedonia. Ain't that something? Paul was in this district. So you wonder why the people got that letter. It's because he was in the district. That's why you got that letter in your hand. That's proof that the letter itself is real. These texts itself combined together identify that that text is real. But you know, in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, every word is established. That's where when you get Colossians, you get the fact that he wrote to Macedonia. Macedonia, oh my goodness, has to be in the region. The person or people have to be in that region picking up that letter. So the fact that you have the letter, it identifies that you're in the region. I say I'm in the region. Go ahead and read. You're in the region of those people. My goodness. Go ahead, man.
And in the latter days, new tidings.
What's going to happen?
New tidings.
So they're moving in that 7 in the last days, building the city. What's going to happen?
New tidings.
New what?
Tidings.
New news. Go ahead.
Of
What?
the sword
Of the kingdom. Go ahead.
shall issue forth
That's what's going to come out. New news of the kingdom is going to come out. Go ahead.
out of Jerusalem.
Where's it going to come out?
Out of Jerusalem.
Christian church?
No.
Islam?
No.
Oh. New news of the kingdom is going to come forth out of Jerusalem. Go ahead.
And the hearts of the people shall rejoice.
Oh, my goodness.
And behold, fountains shall be opened.
What's going to be open?
Fountains.
Fountains, waters, waves, fountains, words, books are going to be open. Fountains of living water will be open. Books will be open. So the fact that books will be open, that means that they'll be speaking from those books. No wonder they got rid of this. I see it. Is anybody happy about what you're hearing? Go ahead, finish it up. All the way through 12.
And there shall be no more plague. Verse 12.
There won't be no more plague.
Yes, sir.
Sickness gotta go. Go ahead.
Verse 12. And in those days there shall be wars and rumors of wars.
So in those days, in the last days, you're going to hear about all the wars and rumors of wars and all that stuff that's going on. But while it's going on, there's also an operation of God's hand with the people doing particular things. So the fact that the wars is happening is the operation of something that's supposed to be happening too.
Yes. Yes.
So all of this goes hand in hand with the prophecies. The
Sign.
wars, that's just signs.
Sign.
But the movement of the people supposed to be in a certain type of movement. So now now you can see the movement. So now thinking that this is foreign is a problem with you. There's no problem with nobody else, it's a problem with you. Now to get This is the one that shut everybody up and caused everybody to see the truth of what's being said. Now, this is where everybody's confused and you're listening to my message and I'm telling you, I'm asking, well not asking, I'm establishing the how, which is the action plan. I'm giving you the how, ladies and gentlemen, how should we handle demons? This is what I'm teaching you. I'm showing you how to deal with demons and diseases in our generation. Since every one of us is confused. Niggas are confused, man. About what? About building. For one purpose and goal. So what's this I'm trying to get you to see? I'm trying to get you to see the one purpose and goal while being with these people that's going on with all this stuff. You already separated right now. Now watch this. Here it comes. Now you just got the prophecy of where you at right now, modern day. You want to speed up and do what you need to do, or you want to keep on playing? You still thinking the system working on your behalf? Because according to what I'm reading, it says that rumors of wars, all that stuff going on, and it's going to go down right now. So getting the understanding that you 7 ain't that mean nothing until you start operating like 7. And it's funny how we go and look up the word America, and you see that it's the word America on Google, showing you that that's a thing that absolutely exists. And the fact that you see it, again, you're not going to see that inside the realization of your strong. It's not even mentioned. Because they don't want you to know what's going on. But right there inside your seat. I guess that's my spiritual enough, huh? The practicality. God moving with us. I wonder if God is with us for real. You just can't believe that you happen to really, really be the person that's really, really, really living this thing for real, seeing all this happen. I don't understand how you just can't believe it. That's the funny thing to me. You don't believe that you personally are the actual individual that's literally bringing this thing down in flames for real. Like, you really don't believe it. And so you sit here saying, well, how is it going to happen? Let me show you. It's going to systematically break down. And you're going to watch it all happen little by little. You're literally watching it. And you're still wanting to trust it as opposed to receiving the benefits. Receive the benefits. Build your own peace. Who's going to go put money down on land? This ain't enough. There's no evidence. Dude, this is a hidden text that you're reading. Are you not understanding? This is a hidden text that you are reading. Hello? This is a hidden text that you're reading. Hidden text, hidden text, hidden text, hidden text. They took it out on purpose.
Yep.
What verse you in? Go ahead, man. Finish up.
And a king shall rise up.
So Yahshua is going to rise up. But yeah, he's telling you a king is going to rise up. Go ahead, brother.
And a king shall rise up, and his sword
Yeah.
shall be for the healing of nations.
All right. Go ahead. His word.
And his peace
Yeah.
making shall abide,
Uh-huh.
and the glory of his kingdom
Yes.
a wonder among princes.
All right now. So that means in order for that king to rise up, another vessel.
That's right. Pastor.
Therefore, the individual would have to be operating as if he was Hamashiach, because he's walking in that reality. So when the scripture says, let this mind be in you, which was also in Christ, he's calling you to understand that the individual is walking in as Christ. What? Maybe you still don't understand. The mind of Christ gets involved in a person. The person operates as if he was. Causing him to be king. That's over. And so he sits on the throne of Israel, being who he is. And so then the people get convicted when they notice what it is that's sitting in front of them. So they're trying to find out and receive this manifested Christ, but all along, that manifested existence is sitting in front of them. Mentally, spiritually, in a body. This is why Paul says, I live unto Christ. I die unto Christ. Know you not that as many as you that were baptized into Christ. And he was also raised into his life. So in the last days, there's going to be many Mashiachs walking the earth.
That's right.
So they're not going to be him physically, but they'll be him spiritually. So when the scripture says that you're an ambassador for Christ, that's exactly who you are. So people don't see Christ, they see the person. People don't believe. So for there to be a king to rise up in Israel, he has to be operating in 7. He has to be Hamashiach walking in the earth, the anointed one. So they don't see the Spirit of Christ anymore because they don't believe. Don't you read the same script that I read, that the Spirit of Christ was inside of the prophet? You know what Peter said? I wonder what spirit Peter was walking in. Spirit of Mashiach. But your name's heaven. I know. But the spirit that I'm walking in, though, can you not see that the spirit in which I walk in is as if it was Christ himself walking the earth? Why does Paul say, follow me as I follow Hamashiach? Why did Christ say that these that I do, you shall do them, you shall do them, and them that's, greater. You'll do greater works. You say you're going to be better than him? No, but you'll do greater works. He said that. I tell you, people don't believe the Bible. Let this mind be in you, which was also in Hamashiach, who thought it not robbery to be equal with God. Made himself of no reputation. Humbled himself unto death. Took upon him form of a man. He died to death. And so you think that the Spirit of Christ is going to die again? You're nuts. No. Spirit of Christ has to rise in the second thing I just expressed to you is do not try and build by yourself or for your own selfish desire. Next time we get together, I'm going to talk about creating a balance in your diet by using the herbs for healing and fasting. Hear that? And the next time we get together, we're going to talk about create a balance. Did you hear that? So I'll give you anticipation. We're going to talk about create a balance in your diet by using the herbs for healing and fasting. That's what we're going to talk about. Okay? That's what we're going to talk about. Create a balance. Got it? All right. And then if we can get through that pretty good, then we may go ahead and jump into the fact of fight to speak the same thing. Y'all got me? All right, let's read this last scripture of the day. Book of Remembrance of Enoch chapter 9. Hurry up, please. Get there. So the concept should be well understood.
Pretty plain.
So the concept should be well understood. Now the Bible tell you, let no man think, a man should not think more highly than he ought to think.
Right.
All right. So if a man should not think, that much more highly than he ought to think, then the question should be, then how should he be thinking?
Right.
So if the scripture tells you, or Paul tells you rather, let the mind be in you, which was also in Christ, is not the man not to be thinking that he is as a Mashiach in the earth? Is he not to be thinking as if he is equal to Yah? Is he supposed to think that he's better than Yah?
No.
Is he supposed to think that he is better than Christ?
No.
Do you guys see the error of the false Christ walking around?
Yes.
Because people will confess and say that they themselves is Him. Do you guys hear the error of the spirit? It's an error spirit. It's a flawed spirit. That flawed spirit, that flawed spirit of Hamashiach in the earth today that they claim is, it's a false Christ. It's an antichrist spirit. By in an antichrist spirit, it looks to take complete control over everything that belongs to Yah. And is not in submission unto what Yah says. Because it does not operate as a son. I hope you all are hearing me. Book of Remembrance of Enoch, chapter 9. You got it? Good. Let's read. Bethesda, you got it too? Oh, you want to read for me? Good. You read for me. Book of Remembrance of Enoch, chapter 9, starting verse 49, read 49 through 76. We're going to see and listen to this. This is where we'll end it all up today. Okay? Now my football game is at 7 o'clock today. It's 4:32. That's almost a 3-hour window. So I'm pretty good to sit here and talk with you for a little while before I gotta get down and do it. Alright? Let's hear it. Shoot it.
And men may feel compassion, or disgust, and anger, or forcefulness, and women may feel joy to all things sweet and good,
Yes.
or they may feel suspicious, and afraid, and resentful. And in turn, it is the feelings of the heart of a person that determines which congregation they walk in.
That's the feelings of the heart. and not be self-driven. Trying to show you. But we're going to see if we can pay that some mind. Because somebody is going to want to try to be something that they're not. As opposed to operating to the delegated position and authority that you have been granted and focusing. Being so focused in that to the point where you ain't trying to triumph over nobody's spot. Because you understand that's the person delegated area. And I can already know that the ones that's going to get in trouble is going to be the ones that's going to be trying to tell somebody what to do. And I was like, well, don't you think that if we did it like this, you see, why are you over there? Yeah. We can move a little faster if it's not about that over here. It's about you being precise over here. It's about you being in complete precision over here. Yeah. It's about you taking your time and you moving on to the next task over here. Because over here, we don't like to move fast unless we first got what we got down first. Over here.
That's right.
Now every other place gonna tell you, you need to move fast, and you finna mess it up. Over here, we're gonna tell the people, hey man, brother, we'll be with you in 45 minutes to an hour. You relax. We gotta show you some love. We gotta show you some respect. Our people are not gonna be working like dogs. Our people will work with respect, and we're gonna respect you every time the people get pleased. Every time. The people are always pleased to know that every time the food always tastes the same or even better. They're not complaining. They're eating it up because they know the process is being taken care of. So you may say this is an experiment. It is. And I want to show you. This is your opportunity. Whether you know it or not. What's that? That's right. Go ahead. Let's keep reading. Finish it up.
And have substance in common and decide in
Oh
common.
my goodness. What else?
And love in common.
Go ahead.
And share all of their fears and joys and desires of Yahuwah in their hearts and lives all in common.
Does that sound like these people always together?
Yep.
Go ahead, read.
And Maween thus becomes a living soul.
It becomes a living soul. Go ahead.
When the objects of creation in oneness.
Yes, in what?
In oneness.
Say it, everybody screaming.
Oneness.
In what?
Oneness.
Go ahead, do what?
Who walk in perfection of the way, all joined to be of one heart. And
One mind? Go ahead.
And mind in all of these 7 things.
Oh! In all these what?
7 things.
All those 7 things prior. Which was the things you heard? Feeling, knowing. What else? Acting, substance. What else?
Deciding.
Huh? Deciding. What else?
Love.
Loving. Come on.
Sharing.
All that's supposed to be in common. Go ahead, read.
Then they beget the soul of Maween and give it life.
Now they got the opportunity to make the congregation run as a called out assembly the correct way because they finally got a chance to get it right. They finally got a chance to get it right. But we're going to see if they really got it right. We're going to see if they know how to follow king and queen for real. We're going to see. Can they walk by faith and not by sight? Can they go put in some work without the thought process that we ain't gonna get nothing? And just have an expectancy that y'all simply just gonna move. He's gonna move just because you comply. We're gonna see. Go ahead.
And the emergence of the soul of Maween is the very pinnacle of the expression of the dominion that our Father Yahuwah gave to man. And there is no force among the wicked that can stand against it.
Oh my evil thing to fight. Go ahead, read on.
And this is because the power of Mawin arises out of the forces of love and kindness.
What rises?
The power of Mawin.
What rises?
The power.
The power of the Called Out Assembly rises up. Out of love.
Yeah.
Out of love. So that means that you get in somebody's spot in his position, you're not showing love. You're showing hatred. And it's always something that you feel like you can do better than another person, as opposed to asking the person that's doing it. Hello? Do you mind if I came alongside of you? I would love to help you. Because if you ask the person might just say, sure, I would love for you to show me something that you saw that I did not see. But that's not what's considered. What's considered is that I have to do it my way and my way alone. See? Fighting against each other's will. That's why it don't work. Same thing you heard in Jubilee chapter number 10. Different nation, different languages, and here it is, different languages, different understandings, different cities. Do you know that people having their own family is just like having another city? Yeah, that's right. Go ahead, read.
So the power of Mawin arises out of the forces of love and kindness that are resident in the visions of created purpose, and the holy angels that are fulfilled. And this power is accomplished by the complete joining of the righteous to huddle together.
What they supposed to do?
Huddle together.
What they supposed to do?
Huddle together.
Huddle together.
Huddle, huddle, huddle. Quarterback calls the play. Quarterback calls the play, and then you receive the play from the coach. The coach tells the quarterback what to go run. Before the quarterback can go run the play, the quarterback comes inside the huddle, the circle, and when he comes inside the circle, he tells them to play. He tells them when they're going to move. He tells them on what count. On hut 2, we gonna move. Nobody move on the first one. Second one we move. Because we gotta catch them off guard. That's why he tells them to move on 2. Move on 2, because we move on 2, we're gonna catch them off guard. Or we can get them to jump off sides. If we just get them to jump off sides, we just got a penalty, which means we advance further. Do y'all know? Let me show y'all how right this is. You know, let me show you how right this is. People right now that have asked me more than once, do you guys not sell food on the weekend? And I keep saying, no, I don't. Nope, we don't. I know. We do not. And I laugh at it because I know, obviously, that on Shabbat we gotta go do what we need to do. Right? On Shabbat, we gotta go do what we need to do. Right? But what if I want to minister the kingdom to somebody with my hands? With my hands. With my food. I guess we can't reach people like that either. Huh? When you got an opportunity to get out the pew, when you got an opportunity to get out the pew so you can truly evangelize and you don't even see the opportunity, you missing it. Because once again, you still thinking the wrong way. Who gonna do something? You wanna do something? But you need direction. This thing is so right where I live at right now in Joplin right now. There's people that have asked me plenty of times on occasion, do y'all sell food on Saturday? I don't know how many times I've heard that. And I just sit there and laugh. You don't heard it. I laugh. I don't know. Don't sell it. And they'll tell people, they don't do this on Saturday. And so they'll be like, man, we gotta get it on Monday. We gotta get it Monday through Friday, but they don't get it on Saturday. rotating. That person that was in there working goes back there with the kids, gets away. The next person steps up right into the situation, and nothing never moves. And everybody sit back chilling, having everything just moving on a simple rotation. All because it's moving and cycling the way it's supposed to. Stay out the way. So easy. So effective. If we can just simply listen. Read.
And this power is completed or accomplished by the complete joining of the righteous to huddle together in their various expressions of perfect virtue.
So it has to be a complete coming together. A complete coming together. Which means everybody has to stay in the same mindset. Everybody got to be willing to do the same thing. Nobody should be trying to jump outside the plan. Everybody should be on time, at the time, when it has been appointed, exactly, and working for the hours that we ordain. And me knowing the timing and understanding exactly how it goes, baby, let me tell you something. We can shake that thing down. When I say shake it down, we can shake it down, literally, popping that thing up at 9 and running that thing all the way to about 9. 9 to 9, call it good. Pop up the next time, 9 o'clock. 9 to 9. Do you understand what's going to happen? Running. I just know how it goes. Areas like that, people go, oh, when you gonna get this? What the people keep on asking me. When you gonna get when you gonna get a food truck? When you gonna get a food truck? Now I'm gonna have a food truck on deck with the people. I'm gonna deliver your food. You never sold plates to people? Right on the spot? Give you about 4 plates. Let me give you about three plates and go on out there and show the people. Give it to them. Just gonna put it right in front of them. Hey man, you ever taste any food like this before? Give them a little taste teasy. And then once you give them a little taste teasy, look, this is the plate right here. I got the plate right here on that. We selling it right here. They gonna buy it. Right there. You got $20, right? That's all we need. Give me $20. I got you. Don't make that thing extra affordable. $15, $10. On purpose. When you compete with the people, it's a wrap. I'm telling you, people gonna be chewing that stuff up. You feed the whole dollar. Keep it pushing. Finish it up. Come on.
As they walk daily in the way with their loving Father. But the living soul of my wing will turn away from all of those who are against the diligence of virtue, and who do not want the labor of it. And she will turn away from all of those who, because of the lack of virtue, are cold-hearted towards creation, and who act callously towards their fellows.
Go ahead.
And she will turn away from all those who despise the innocent.
So you mean to tell me that the called out assembly will turn away from all those that despise the innocent? So when somebody is innocent, you gotta be willing to, make sure they're all right. Finish it up.
And who abandon their children and the needs of their children before Yahuwah, and who make jest against the unfortunate and the unknowing and the weak. For they are those who listen to the spirit of lies, and doubt and denial, and they are filled with contention, insomuch that they feel lifted up above their fellows.
So that's why they don't want to work next to their fellow, because they feel like they've instead of you listening and come talking to me and understanding my mindset, you think that I'm against you. As opposed to understanding that I'm with you. So if I give you a piece and a share of a company, so you can be able to have percentage coming in just for your own sake, your own income, so you can be able to look out for yourself, your whole mindset will change. Every place you work for right now, you ain't got none of that type of thought. But now you come around a person that says, listen, I'll give you a piece of the share. Look, add to the pot. Add to the pot. Let's get what we need. And that's facilitated. But you don't talk to me like that. You come talking to me thinking, learn by yourself. You come thinking about how you want to do something for you. You don't come talking to me about what we can do. That's why I never ever come and say, come join me. Because the only thing you're thinking about is you. So why would I give you a share in something or a piece of something when you only thinking about you? You ain't never gonna get it. Why would I give you 15% of a company, 10% of a company that belong to me? So you can be feasible. I want to take care of you, but I can't because the only thing you want to do is you. When I know what can be done. Still want to be an employee, that's why. As opposed to being an earner. You want to be an employee as opposed to being an earner. Here it is, you know how to make sweets. Your sweets can be sold. Here it is, you know how to make drinks. Your drinks can be sold. People say, well, you need to add a drink to this. I sit there and laugh. I laugh about it. Oh, you need to add a drink to this. I ain't adding no drink to nothing. Why add a drink to something I ain't got no other hands that make sure that the drink is right? That's too much work for me. I know what to do. I know what needs to be done. Have we ever made drinks before? Yes. The foundation, I keep saying this, man, the foundation is laid. All I want to see is the hands to get it done. I say this all the time. And people sit around here looking at me funny. When we going to actually do something, Apostle? What? We got all these activities where you get a chance to do some stuff with me, but you don't know how to build with me. You will constantly keep on building by yourself. That's why we can't do nothing bigger. Listen, let me tell you something. I love my physical family to death. Let me, you hear me good? I love my relatives to death. But you know what happens? I can't build with my relatives. You know why? Because they got a thought process of me. So therefore, I deal with them with what they deal with. Every time I give them an opportunity, they mess it up. Because they keep trying to tell me what to do. How about you? Let's give you a shot. Let's see what you're going to do. I bet you will. I'm going to show you. Somebody gonna come. Oh, I got some money. I got some money. Okay, put it in the middle. Put it right there in the pot. The message is over. I hope that you understand what's being said and that you can identify what we need to do. Every person I've ever seen inside congregations and stuff like that, they don't work together. They don't do anything together. We have all these abilities, you got all these friends, all this stuff that needs to be done. You got clothing that can be sold. People want merchandise, dog. Lost Souls, listen, bro. Lost Souls Ministry, I'm telling you. You working with Soul Lounge, bro, listen, people will buy those shirts. I'm who wants to work with Soul Lounge and sell food in Joplin, Missouri? All right, okay. All right. So now we need a food truck, right? We're gonna sell food and soul from Soul Lounge. Product-wise, we already have good product. You don't have to worry about obstacles because I get them on a big scale. You understand? Most High has provided for me to have oxtails for free. I don't pay for them.
Hallelujah.
And I'm telling you this as the owner. So the product never runs dry.
Look.
Now, you wonder, well, how do you get fish? I have a friend I have a buddy. The buddy that I have, he right around the corner. That's why he right around the corner. I give these big red snappers, and they come about 10 or 15 of them in a pack. Sold to me for $150. Maybe about 5-pound fish. About 5-pound fish, they be big as hell. Do you realize what I'm able to do with that? Are y'all hearing this? So understand that. So the biggest supplies of what go on, I already got that locked down. So we need a vendor. No, I don't. No, I don't. I get it. All I gotta do, for instance, let me show you something. All I gotta do is back up off of the supply of oxtails for 3 months. When I come back, I'm gonna have 8 bags of oxtail waiting on me. Guess what? Am I right? It's waiting on me. All I gotta do is go pick it up. Big bundles of it. So instead of me picking it up every month, I wait 2 months, 3 months, and then I go pick it up. And it fills up the whole entire freezer. I just dump them in. It fills up the whole freezer. Are you hearing this? So now think about if you sold all that. There you go. Okay? So, product, don't need it. What we need is a food truck. And we don't need a building. We don't even want a building. The only way we ever thought in our life was to see that we would ever do a building was for this reason and this reason alone. Was to produce every talent inside of it. So your arts that you do, you would absolutely do that. The music you do, you would absolutely do that. You understand? That it will be a lounge, a righteous lounge. Soul Lounge will be that. A righteous place where people can hang out with good, Hebraic, spiritual music. They can kick it and be no dog. We ain't doing no big, no crazy beers. It's a wine, like a winery type of thing. That's exactly what it will be. People will absolutely have the opportunity to do spoken word, stuff like that. That's what we were doing. That's it. So you can't see that. I don't get it. Okay? Okay? So listen, I just told you what's needed. Now, are you going to supply it? It's easy to look for help outside. Let me tell you something. I can go get money right now. Can I? Can I get money? Yeah, but listen. Yes, I'm coming to you first. I'm coming to you first. I'm giving you the opportunity first. I'm going to the roots first. I'm giving you the opportunity first. Y'all can I go get the money?
All day.
I can go get it. You saw it. It's on 2 hours. I can go get it. Don't make me go get the rest of y'all. I'm telling you that I can go get it right now if I want it. But I'm just waiting. I'm waiting. So now here goes your opportunity. I'm giving you an opportunity to do something. Did y'all hear me? have your hand in something, where you building something, where you absolutely are establishing something. Now the foundation been laid, I'm telling you what needs to be done. The question becomes, how you gonna get it done? Now that's what needs to be done. We need a food truck. And we already got one. We just need to be able to get it. 5,500.
Oh, that's good, Joe. Is that close?
North Carolina.
Yeah.
Yes. 5,500. So if I get 5,500, I can get a food truck right away. Y'all understand?
Gotcha.
All this time about you want to build, you want to do something. Man, listen. Yes.
Do you have a certain time frame?
As fast as possible.
That was it.
Right away. I can have the food truck next week. Now I'm telling, yes, I want you to see. Did you see it? I want your eyes not to be fuzzy. I know you. I'm telling you, listen, I trust you, okay? But I can't trust you if you're not willing to do what I'm asking you to do. Stay your ass out my way and let me do my job. My job is to direct you. Your job ain't to direct me. Let me help you. I know how to do it. The reason why you have all that ability where you can build and stuff like that is because we're going to absolutely put that thing to work for real. When it comes to fixing stuff and all that, I don't want to depend on nobody. So, here we are again. You want to build something. I'm giving you the opportunity to work alongside me. Question becomes, do you want to? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Love you much.